Thank you all so much for being here. This is just totally awesome. Our second annual Too Good Soul Drive. It's employee driven, and I'll tell you, I'm standing here being very Pasco proud today. I really am. Over the last few months, shoes and socks have been collected in Pasco County branches and our constitutional offices. And last year, we collected 1,117 pairs of shoes and 1,583 pairs of socks. Have we topped it this year? We will find out soon. But first, please rise now for the Ridgewood High School Navy JROTC present the colors. And we want to say thank you to Sergeant Hodges for being here. Thank you.
Height, pace, order, color. Ready, cut, present, color. Ready, cut.
Thank you to the Ridgewood High School chorus. I would like to now introduce the Ridgewood High School Principal, Chris Dunning, who's going to join us and now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Order, color. Ready, cut, height, pace, over, mark. Right.
Thank you all. You can be seated. You know, when we started this is our second annual, and when we started this last year, as a Pasco County employees for both the constitutionals and county government, we wanted to give back to the community somehow. And one of the things that was discussed with the schools was their biggest needs were shoes and socks. And it was really hard to imagine that, but it is. And you're going to hear some stories today about what these shoes have done over the last year for some of the students. And, you know, I sit here and I think about shoes. My goodness, you get a brand new pair of shoes, you feel pretty good, right? You start strutting around, got a little bit more pep to your step. You know, your self-esteem goes up a little bit. So I have now, since this event last year, I have made a tradition for my grandkids. I am the one that buys their shoes and socks from now on, because I can see the amount of money that it takes to put shoes and socks on kids, and some families just don't have that. So we're very honored and blessed to have this event. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. With that, I would like to invite Commissioner Jack Mariano to come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We're so lucky to live in Pasco County. Per capita, there's not a bigger county that has a bigger heart and gives to their community over and over. The data shows that for every dollar we make compared to what we spend on our people in charitable contributions, this far exceeds everyone else around us. So I think we should all be proud of that. I want to thank the Pasco County School District. They helped you identify this need for the shoes and socks. This drive, starting last year, is getting better even this year. I'll hold the numbers so the thunderous applause can be heard later. But when you improve on a program that has such a need for the people that just can't help themselves or help themselves as well as they'd like to, it just reeks for just great enthusiasm for the whole county. Each pair of shoes or socks equates to one child positively affected, one family in our county is being supported. It's an honor to be part of such a huge team. Constitutionals, county departments and staff who led this event to help the others in our community. It means a lot to me. It should mean a lot to you as well. I think it shows the type of community we live in, a community that cares about each other. So thank you, Ridgewood Principal Chris Denning, your staff, and again, great job for everyone supporting the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is the week before Thanksgiving. What better way to give thanks, really, to give thanks to be able to do this event today, to give back to our students. And at this time, I'd like to invite Kurt Browning, District Superintendent of the Pasco Schools, and Allison Crumbley, District Board Member, to accept the donation. Anyone who'd like to say a word?
Kathy asked if I want to say anything. Really? There's a microphone in the room. In all seriousness, thank you all for doing this again for our students. So many people oftentimes don't realize the magnitude of the district that we have in Pasco. We're the 11th largest district in Florida. 73,000 students that we serve daily. With that comes a number of challenges. I did not fully realize until I became superintendent about 5 years ago the magnitude of the services that we provide our students. Many of the folks are in this room today that provide those services. Our school nurses, our social workers, our school psychs, behavior specialists. I should never have started naming them. But I know that I'm safe because there are social workers in here today. These folks, our student services teams, do a tremendous job trying to meet the needs of our kids. Oftentimes I was sitting here thinking, and I came into the gym and I was quite honestly a little overwhelmed by what I saw. And then I think about when I go into my closet in the mornings and put my shoes on, how many pairs of shoes that I stumble over before I get to the pair that I'm going to wear for the day. That isn't often the case for the kids that we serve. And on behalf of this superintendent and this school board, I want to thank the county employees as well as the constitutional officers and for you making it part of your day of caring to support our kids. We received about 120 Puerto Rican and U.S. Virgin Islands students that have come into our country almost with nothing. And they also joined the thousands of families in our district that can't afford shoes. We have about a 51% free and reduced lunch rate in Pasco County, which is a little staggering when you think about it. But I will tell you, things like today go a long, long way. Our social workers here, we've already identified students that these shoes and socks will be going to, and I will promise you that they will be distributed before our Christmas break, which is a great time of the year to do it. So thank you for what you folks have done and what you continue to do to serve our students in our community. And Ms. Crumbley, you want to say something? I'm sure you do.
Just, having lived in Pasco County 50 years this past February, and I believe Commissioner Mariano touched on it, the generosity of the people who live here has always just blown me away. As we all know, we don't have that big corporate base like Pinellas, Hillsborough, but the people here, the generosity of the people like yourselves really makes up for it, and we see it time and again. And I just have to say, you know, if you don't have shoes, or your shoes are hurting your feet because they're too small, how can you possibly study? So this takes that worry off the student, the family, and I don't think you all realize, I know you realize it, but the depth of how much and how far this will go for these students. I volunteer on Thursdays at one of our middle schools in their store, which has gently used and new clothes and shoes, and it is packed because the kids need so much. And one of the first things they go to is the shelf of shoes, especially the boys. These boys are growing so fast, you know, their shoes, every 3 months they need a new pair. So this is fantastic as I look at all these shoes. So I'm gonna get choked, so thank you so much.
My heart's beaming right now, it really is. Team, I don't know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what you do. Mike Fasano, Gary Joyner, the Sheriff's Naco, thank you for what you do to help with this today. I do want to acknowledge a couple of our team members that really put their heart and soul into this. And Chris Colley, I know I tackled you this, and you're leaving me this week to move to North Carolina, and you still got it done. Thank you so much, Chris. Courtney McDarby, Vanessa Shook, Emily Colon, Paula Baracado, Mike Legg, Bob Harrison, Tambry Lane, and Lori Crinkley. Where are you, Lori? Thank you. You've really stepped it up for us too, so thank you so much. Okay, so you want to hear the results? So I would like to present the Pasco School District Area Superintendent for the Northwest Region, Kurt Browning, with a grand total of, drum roll, we did beat last year, guys, 1,130 shoes. Thank you. And the socks, we did knock the socks off this year, too. 3,260 pairs of socks. Whoa. Thank you. I am getting teary-eyed up here, I really am. So at this point, I'd love to introduce one of the wonderful social workers I had the pleasure of meeting. We had the pleasure of going down to Channel 8 and did a morning show together, and she was a nervous wreck the whole way down, and she was a shining star. And I do want to bring up Jennifer Gabelli. She's going to talk to you about what these shoes mean to the students that they serve each and every day. Jennifer?
Good morning. What an amazing opportunity and initiative this is. The collaboration is just, it's overwhelming. And I can speak on behalf of my student services team because we are going to be the ones that are working at identifying and distributing these shoes to those students that are in need. So thank you. So shoes. They're a universal need, whether it's on the playground or in the boardroom. We all need them in order to do our jobs, whether it's students doing their jobs, learning and playing and growing, or us doing our jobs, serving, helping, and teaching. So for a minute, let's think about us as adults, our lives, and what we do, whether we are teachers on our feet each and every day, instructing our scholars, because we know that in the future, they are going to be our leaders, and we have to teach them right. Or if they're administrators running from campus to campus, one side to the next, helping support and encourage those who need it. Or if it's a government official, when you guys are the face of our amazing county, writing reports, giving presentations, things like that. What would we be doing if our shoes didn't fit? Would we be as effective as we are? Would teachers be able to teach if their shoes are too tight and they can't really think about the plans that they're wanting to implement because their feet hurt? Or administrators, if they can't get from one side to campus to another because they're afraid that they're going to run out of their shoes because they're too big. Students right now in Pasco County, this is something that they deal with every single day. We see it. We see it. Our teachers see it. They are the unsung heroes as well, because teachers, they oftentimes buy shoes for their students without reaching out for support because they know that is a need. We have amazing teachers. I just want to put that out there. So because of this initiative, we are going to be opening so many doors and opportunities for students. Shoes increases attendance, engagement, academic performance, and self-esteem. I think we've said all of those things before, but I really want to bring that point home. And in closing, I just want us to kind of just take a second and look down at our shoes. Take a look at our shoes. Are they comfortable? Are they stylish? Do they make us feel good? Because of this program, because of this initiative, students who say no right now, they're going to be able to say yes in the future. So thank you.
So well said. Every branch and constitutional office did a great job this year, and we make it a little friendly competition. We even had it going on up until 11 o'clock when the presentation started, and anybody that came in with a bag with some more sneakers, we were like, ooh, what department did that come from? And so I am proud to, we have little trophies here. And it says the Pasco County Annual Charity Drive 2017 Constitutional Award for the second year in a row goes to tax collector Mike Fasano. Come on up, Mike.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
He saved you.
Oh, gosh. I'm not like Kurt. I'll keep it short. So, hey, thank you so very much. I'm so blessed to work with a group of people at the tax collector's office, and I keep saying it's second to none. And we do something every month, try and help our community. But we are blessed to live in what I call Pasco proud here. Thank you so very much. God bless you.
And so for the department drive here, and the winner this year, so the little story, flip. So Development Services would have won if you didn't take Margaret Smith away from them, because Margaret did like 240 sneakers on her own. So therefore, the first place winner this year is the Public Infrastructure Branch, Flip Mellinger and crew. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Don, for allowing those people to come to where they belong. So, Public Infrastructure Branch, as part of Pasco County, is now the largest branch. We've got nearly 800, just over 800 people, and obviously that helps us with achievements such as this. But beyond just the numbers in itself, the community that is also supported by the employees, and in particular, Our Lady of the Rosary Church was a significant contributor to this shoe drive and socks. Margaret Smith and her crew brought that together. Our solid waste department, by 9 points, I'm not sure how that point system worked, but by 9 points came in second place. So there's tremendous effort from those folks, even though they're out right now trying to continue and complete the recovery from Hurricane Irma. They still found time to pull those shoes and socks together. So I really appreciate the effort that all of my teams put together on this. There was a time in my childhood when money wasn't available to buy shoes. So I personally know how important it is to have a pair of shoes on that's not full of holes and just wasted. You go to school and hope nobody sees them. You know, so this is an important program, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'd like to now introduce Dr. Mark Bellis is going to come up, and County Administrator Dan Biles is out of town next couple of days, so he couldn't be with us, so Mark wants to give a little message on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. So as we've seen here today, actions do indeed speak louder than words. It was a year ago the staff came to us saying that they wanted to do something to give back to the community, some collective expression of care and concern, and that is where the Two Good Souls event came from. And it was far and away the greatest idea we'd seen on the table, and it's turned out to be quite an amazing event. And really, when you look at it, and we've heard today, it addresses a basic need, but how important, how tremendously important that need is, and how unmet that need is, was a surprise to all of us. And it's gratifying to hear that it's making a difference, because that's what this is all about. So this year, even more folks joined us, made it an even bigger event, higher numbers. Gonna have to keep moving that up every single year, keep raising the bar. So to that point, on behalf of our County Administrator, Dan Biles, who did want to be here today, and all of our senior leadership, I want to say thank you to all who planned, promoted, organized, contributed to, and participated in this year's Two Good Souls event. Thank you for being part of the solution.
So in closing, again, I want to say thank you to each and every one of our Pasco County team, constitutional officers. Thanksgiving is next week. The holiday seasons are approaching. I want to wish each and every one of you the best, but in closing, you've made a difference in the holiday season for those who need it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have refreshments over here, so thank you again, and good job. Let's do 1,500 next year. Thanks.